Hey, Jorge Estrada. I came to the garage this morning to work out a little bit, and it's just stuck in my head. I have to make another video. I know I said no more video, no more political video, but I have to do one more about two important things. And I would like for you to consider those if you're still going to vote. Tuesday is important. It's a big election. It goes in two different ways. If one side or the other wins, it's not even similar or close. It's different, and it's very important. I want to give you 2 points based on my own experience, and I know a lot of people downplay that when you talk to them or when you argue with them online. If you let them draw yourself into an argument, I just try to ignore it. But they try to diminish your personal experience, or they just want to convince you a different way, that you agree with them and go the other way, and that's just not how it works. But here's something based on my own experience. What a lot of you people don't know is that I was born and raised in Europe, and I came here in 2011 and became a citizen in 2016. Have voted ever since in every election I could. So a lot of Americans think the grass is green on the other side. Europe, for some reason, has it all figured out. And I'm here to tell you that they don't. So Europe, take any country in the EU, they are overtaxed, overregulated, and they have an authoritarian government. Period. We have more freedoms over here. We have more choices over here. Our taxation is bad, but it's still better. Now, I don't know why so many Americans want to import all this crap over here and make it worse for the citizens here. I don't get it. One of the reasons why I ran for office about a year ago. I have talked to a lot of service members. My wife back then was still active duty, and they said they liked it too in Germany. And I said, of course you like it, because you're a guest there. You're an American citizen, living off of your American paycheck. You're getting COLA, the cost of living adjustment. and of course it's great for you. And then after 2 or 3 years you come back. And then you're asked to do it again because it's so great. Yeah, it's just different if you're a citizen over there. And people need to understand that. So don't fall for it, because I argue with people that don't know or they try to tell me has working in a country and being a citizen of the country that doesn't relate to each other. It does, and that tells me just that a lot of them are full of crap, or they don't have any experience, period. So it does not affect my vote. It does not affect my opinion and my experience. and so I want you to consider that, please, because the grass is not greener over there. And in fact, it's actually worse, and it's gonna get worse. My parents still live over there. It's getting worse over by the day almost. So don't fall for it. We need a government who focuses on the American people. The other thing is, when they try to convince you to go the other way, or try to discredit anything you say, is they bring up statistics. They bring up statistics from books or websites or whatever, and that just makes my eye flicker. Because I don't trust statistics. And the reason why is, you always have to look who makes a statistic and what do they want to tell you. And you can manipulate a statistic in a way that I can tell the story exactly that I want you to hear. So you can almost, statistics, it's crap. Here's why. And again, personal experience. I was a peace officer back in Oklahoma. When you file charges, you gather your evidence, you have your witnesses, whatever. You gather your paperwork, you put everything down, and then before you can turn it in, there's what's called a DA cover sheet. On that DA cover sheet, it's like a small quick rundown on what it is, so the DA, they don't have to go through all your paperwork. They see it on one paper what it is, the charges, who it is, yada, yada, yada. And on the DA cover sheet, there is a small, tiny box that says decline to file. So DAs, be it your local DA or USA, the United States Attorney, or AUSA, assistant United States attorney, they have what's called prosecutorial discretion. So there's 1,000,005 reasons why they would decline to file a charge. One reason could be there's a bigger case already ongoing. Something else is going on, maybe something out of state. Maybe they know the parents. I don't know. There's 1,000,005 reasons. It doesn't matter. You cannot question it. They decline to file and you're just shit out of luck. You go back to your precinct, you go back to your sheriff's office, whatever, and say, okay, I guess I did it all for nothing. Is that justice to the victims? It's at that point doesn't matter because there's nothing legally you can do about it anymore. It's at the DA level. But what they do is they tell us that crime rate is down. A statistic, right? Crime rate is down. Now here's a difference. And they base that off how many cases have been filed. When if you want the true number, you have to go to the police departments, you have to go to the sheriff's offices, you have to go to all the departments and see how many cases did you file. And then you have to go to the DA's offices and ask how many cases did you prosecute. And you're going to have two different numbers every time. And so a crime can be committed. You have it does not matter if you have it on video. If the DA says decline to file, they're not going to file it. So, but then at the end of that, they say crime rate is down because maybe you have filed this month, you have filed 1,000 cases. The DA is only prosecuting 500. The next month, you file 1,200 cases and they only prosecute 400. So of course, 500, 400, crime rate is down. We're doing good. And then you leave your door and you see the neighbor's house is on fire. The other neighbor's car is getting broken into. The other neighbor is getting beat up in the front yard. The crime rate is not down, but the statistic says it's down. And technically, it is a lie. The number is correct. The number went down, but it's not the crime rate. It's how many cases you have filed from 1 month to another. So they're being manipulated. People either don't know or they just believe it or they don't care. I don't know. But consider that every time they get you to agree with them based on a statistic, always question where is the statistic coming from, what they're trying to tell you, and where did the numbers come from? Where did they gather the numbers? So if it's just reported numbers, again, DA's offices, that's a number that they report. Yeah, sure. I mean, crime rate went down, right? 500 to 400. But is it the number that the police departments, the sheriff's offices reported? It's going to be a totally different number. So don't fall for it. And again, those are two things that I gathered in my life, with my own personal experience. And I want to share this so you can consider the two, because we are being played for fools. The American people are being played by a larger power, and we're being manipulated. And we just have to counter that by not believing everything they say, doing our own research, and just living in reality and not in their makeshift belief, so they can stay in power and keep doing what they're doing, because that's not good for this country. Period. And that's it. That's all I wanted to tell you. That is my last video. There's nothing racist about questioning our own government, downsizing our government, capping spending, capping foreign aid, building borders, holding our teachers accountable. Nothing. Who disagrees with that? I don't get it. So it's time to make America great again. One way or the other, we cannot. What we had the past 3.5-4 years, we cannot continue that. So one way or another, but it takes all of us. And as soon as the American people unite, the government is gonna get a wake-up call, and that's what needs to happen. So please, before you vote, consider my 2 points. Go out there, go vote. Don't let anyone distract you or disturb you or intimidate you. and then come Tuesday, hopefully Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, hopefully we see what's going on. So thank you so much for being here. Be safe.